Edith Fox was born and raised in Teplý Šanov, Czechoslovakia, until everything changed at age 13. She had a mother and a father, as well as 5 older brothers. 2 of her brothers were drafted into the Czech army. She lived a very normal life. Her mother owned a fabric store, and her father worked in a lumberyard. In 1942, the Nazis came and rounded up her family and told them they were going to be taken to Poland, where they would get homes and jobs. Instead of doing this, after they got to Poland, they were told to run. If you couldn't run fast enough, you were killed. Her mother was murdered right in front of her by a Nazi soldier. Edith was so distraught that she asked them to kill her as well, but they refused. Then they separated the survivors into groups of men and women. She never saw her father or brothers again. They took Edith and her friend Leah to the ghetto in Stanislaw in Poland. Here, they were put to work washing the diapers of toddlers of Jewish families. When the Nazis came to clear out the ghetto, Edith and Leah tried to hide in a bunker with other women, but the bunker was full, so they were forced to hide in a chimney. They were there for a few days until they finally felt safe to come out. Everybody in that bunker had been killed. They walked and walked, trying to get to the Czech border. Eventually, Leah was killed and Edith was recaptured and taken to Auschwitz. Edith and 50 other girls were put to work in an ammunition factory. For 3 years, she had to stand in line and not talk to anybody while doing her work for 8 hours every day. As the war was ending, the Nazis put her and others on an open boxcar freight train with no food or water. After 3 days of traveling and watching others die around her, she decided that she didn't want to die on that train. So that night, when the train was moving slowly, she got up the courage and jumped off into the snow. Others that had tried to jump off had been shot, but she got lucky and made it into the woods with only minor injuries like a broken nose. Unfortunately, she was captured again by a couple of soldiers and was taken with 7 other girls to a house where they were going to be raped. The first girl, a 13-year-old, fought back so much that they killed her and pushed the rest of the girls out of the house. That girl saved the rest of them. Edith was taken to another concentration camp where the Nazis gave them hot water and a piece of bread 1 day a week. However, political prisoners who had more rations would walk by and toss them bits of bread every morning. After 5 months in the camp, they were finally liberated by the Russians on May 8th. The Russians took them to hospitals, nursed them back to health, and tried to help them find jobs, but Edith decided that she wanted to move to America. She registered for the opportunity at the age of 17 and was able to make the trip over at the age of 19. She first came to New York City, but later decided that she would move to Buffalo, where she met her husband and raised 3 kids. She and her husband soon moved to Tucson, Arizona. Her husband then died in 1997. She has 6 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. 2 of her brothers survived the concentration camp, but she doesn't know what happened to the rest of her family. Edith kept her story to herself until she was 90 years old because it was just too traumatizing to talk about. When she finally decided it was time to share, she said, "I wanted to tell my story because I'm afraid people are forgetting. We can never forget what happened. We can never let it happen again." I am so thankful that Edith was able to share her story and her pain. Although Edith's pain is unimaginable, her incredible story has inspired so many, including myself. Because of Edith, I know that in the face of adversity, a strong will and a quick mind can get you through seemingly hopeless situations if you don't give up hope.